Hi, I'm Lee Pickens with Super-Sod, a division of Patten Seed Company, and today we're looking at repairing bare areas in your lawn with Zenith Zoysia seed. Now, we're going to have to do a couple of things to get this process started. First of all, we're going to use a hard-tooth rake to rake through these bare areas. That's going to accomplish two things for us. Number one, it's going to loosen up the existing soil because we want to prepare a seed bed for this seed. And so that's going to allow us to have a nice soft seed bed once we actually place the seed. Secondly, we're going to try and remove as much of this existing vegetation as possible. Again, we want the seed to make good soil contact, so eliminating this grass will do that. And secondly, once the seed actually starts to germinate, we don't want anything prohibiting it from coming on up like it's supposed to. So we'll get started here and try and rake out some of this material. Okay, what we've just been doing is bringing out some of those old dead rhizomes and stolons that we've raked up. What we're trying to do is make sure that we're removing any of that from the area that we're going to seed. Again, we want to make sure that our seed make good soil contact. So anything that might prevent that, we want to remove. And that's what we've done by removing this old dead grass. Next, we're going to add a layer of soil cube, which is an organic humus compost that will provide a nutrient-enriched seed bed that we can actually seed into. Once we've got it spread, we're trying to create a layer of approximately 1 to 2 inches that will allow our seed to germinate properly. As you can tell, we've now spread the soil cube evenly to a depth of approximately 1 to 2 inches. And once again, what this does is prepares a seed bed so that once we seed our Zenith seed into this, it will allow that seed to germinate properly and eventually develop into the lawn that you're looking for. The next step in the process is actually planting our Zenith Zoysia seed. As you can tell, this seed is very tiny, and a little bit will cover a long way. So what we want to actually do on a small little area like this is actually just seed it by hand. So just gather it in your hand and just shake it evenly, trying to distribute it across the entire area. Now that we've actually got our Zenith Zoysia seed planted in the seed bed, we're actually going to come back with one final application of soil cube and lightly just dust over the top of that seed. Now this will allow us to do a couple of things. Number one, the Zenith Zoysia seed really has to have good soil contact, but it can't be planted too deeply. We really want it just under the surface of the soil. By applying this last application, that will accomplish that. Plus, it'll help keep it moist, which will help with germination, and also will prevent possibly birds from coming in and eating it, or even a strong wind from blowing it out of place. So again, we're just going to lightly dust over the top of this with some soil cube. Final step in this process is actually watering in the Zenith seed that we've just planted. And along with having the proper amount of sunlight, the proper amount of water is absolutely crucial to your seed germinating and you getting the results that you expect. Now, how often do you water? Great question, but it'll really depend on the type of soil you have. Clay soils hold a little bit of water and may not need to be watered quite as much as, say, sandier soils might be. Also, the slope of your land, flat areas will tend to hold water a little bit better than an extremely sloped area. And even the temperature at the time of the year can affect how quickly that water dries out. I would say probably 2 to 4 times a day during those first 2 weeks until your seed actually germinates. Again, remember, absolutely crucial to make sure all of this area stays moist until your seed has germinated. So far, we've focused on seeding Zenith Zoysia seed into bare areas in existing lawns, but this process also works very well for repairing damaged areas caused by construction and maintenance crews as well.